of the world, now I'm living. And the good just gets better, keeps on giving. Not even close to the end, it's just beginning. Life is getting lighter while the days are getting brighter, yeah.
Hey there, thank you so much for joining me today. It's Ann Perry, Numerologist, and today we're going to be talking about the 9-year epicycle. I got to tell you guys, this is the most interesting topic, I think, regarding numerology. It's one of the easiest things to learn. If you don't know about the 9-year epicycle, I'm about to blow your socks off because seriously, this is important stuff. You need to know what personal year you're in. You need to know how to examine what last year was all about, what's this year all about, and what's next year going to be all about. So I hope that you'll stick with me because I really feel that this is probably the most important piece of the puzzle that you can do for yourself. This is a big part of what I do for people every single day in my numerology readings. So I hope that you'll stick with me so that we can learn together about what 2019, or any year for that matter, has in store for you. So what exactly is an epicycle? Well, an epicycle is just a fancy word for a 9-year cycle where each year provides you with a new vibration or a predictable characteristic or outcome. So it's really, really important that you understand what personal year you're in because each one of those years holds a vibration and you only get that vibration once in 9 years. So for example, if you happen to be in a year of 1, you're not going to see another year of 1, new beginnings, for another 9 years. It's really important that you understand what personal year that you're in. So how do we determine what our personal year is? So step 1, we first have to determine what is the universal year. Now it's 2018 when I'm creating this video for you. So we're going to be talking about 2019, what's coming up for you. So first of all, what you're going to do, you're going to determine what the universal year is. So you're going to take the universal year of 2019 and add it together. So 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 9 equals 12, and 1 and 2 equals 3. Okay, so we know that 2019 is going to be a 3 universal year, which I'll let you know a little secret is going to be way different than 2018 was. Okay, so then we're going to add your month of birth plus your day of birth to the universal year. So let's take a look at what that looks like. All right, March 25th. So March we know is the 3rd month. Okay, so we're going to bring that down as a single digit, number 3. The 25th day, 2 and 5 equals 7. So we're going to bring that down as a 7. Then we know our 2019, add that straight across, comes to 12. 1 and 2 equals 3, comes down as a 3. Simple math. Oh my God, if my math teachers could see me now. Math was not my strength growing up. Still isn't. But anyway, we had 3 plus 7 plus 3 comes up to 13. 1 and 3 equals 4. So this person who was born on March 25th, that would be me, is going into a 4 personal year. Cannot freaking wait. And I'll tell you about that later. So tips to remember. Before you can figure out what your personal year is, you always have to calculate the universal year first. And you're going to always reduce double digits down to single ones. Now, why I think this is so cool to understand is that, say for example, you're thinking about 2004. My gosh, 2004 was a hell of a year. What the heck was that all about? I can't even imagine what personal year I was in. So just add 2 plus 0 equals 4, and that you know that in 2004 you were in a universal year of 6. Okay, then you're going to add your month and your day to the number 6, and that will tell you what personal year you were in back in 2004. So it's really a good idea to flip it backwards in time to kind of take a look at what you've already gone through. That's why when I create numerology charts for my clients, I always back the chart up by a year. I do that because I think it's important to review a year that you've already gone through. Okay, so I provide a month-by-month forecast. You can check that out, and you can see, you can look at that and go, yeah, you know what, that's exactly how I was feeling. And so as we move it forward into this current year and into next year as well, then it kind of validates for you the information, right? So it's a really good tool. The other reason I like this is because what you can do is, as I teach you how to do this, you can map it out on a piece of paper, simply on a piece of paper, and you'll be able to pop in all your friends and your family, right? So you might be wondering, well, where's my husband at, or where's my wife at? And why are we kind of, not getting along so well this year? You can take a look at your chart, your epicycle chart, and you can say, oh, okay, I get it, right? I'm in a 2 personal year, which means I'm really, concerned about my relationships. I'm thinking one-on-one. And yet my wife is in a 9 personal year, which is all about endings. No wonder we're having a little bit of a struggle right now, right? So I'll help you to see exactly where you are and how you can pop everybody else in there as well. Special note, as I'm filming this video, we are in 2018. So 2018 has been an 11 universal year. Now I know you're probably saying, well, you just told me to reduce it, right, to single digits. But in the case of a universal year, or a personal year for that matter, if it comes up as an 11, leave it alone, or a 22, for example, leave it alone. Those are two master numbers, because we want to examine the intensity of that vibration. So this year, 2018 has been a universal year of 11. So that's all about illumination. You think of the planet, our planet is having this big spotlight on it, right? And the whole planet is completely illuminated right now. And that means that you're able to see things in a different light. You're able to see your partners in a different light, your coworkers, your kids, your husbands, your wives, whatever. You're able to see them just a little bit differently. But guess what, guys? You're also seeing yourself in a different light. Now, I remember back in January of this year, of 2018, I took a little bit of a tumble. I really did. I kind of crashed and burned a little bit. I was tired because December and January are my busiest months to be doing readings because people want to find out what the heck the year is all about. And I was getting really burned out. And I thought, wow, I made a few errors, in a few calculations that I'd done and whatnot. It happens, right? I'm only human. But oh my God, I took it so hard, and I'm looking at myself thinking, oh my God, maybe you don't know your stuff. I was really beating myself up, holding that bar way too high. And then I realized, wait a minute, this 11 vibration is causing us to look at ourselves in a different light, right? So we start to see our flaws and our weaknesses and our strengths and all that. So, I was having this big pity party and beating myself up, and then I realized what was going on. So, you can either continue the pity party in January for the rest of the year, or you can dust yourself off and keep on going and just build from there, right? So, 2018 has been a very, very sensitive year. So those of you who are 11s, life path numbers 11s, you've been finding this year more intense than anybody else. And you need to know that whatever your life path number is, let's say it's a 7. If your life path number is a 7 and you're going into a 7 personal year, you're going to feel that more intensely than somebody who's a life path number 8 going into a 7 personal year. Whenever your life path number and the personal year is the same, you'll feel it more intensely, okay? So remember, the life path number is the lesson number, right? That's the number that you're here to conquer, to learn from. And the personal year kind of rolls out those lessons right in front of you. So you typically get a bit of a double whammy. So you can just pay attention to that. But relating to 2018, everybody's been a little bit more hypersensitive. People have been driven to their causes. Unfortunately, there's been some horrible things going on in the news, and that's because people are feeling more so now, right? They're tapping into what's upsetting them. They're tapping into whatever their cause is, whatever they feel they have to express. They're feeling it right now. So it is about illumination. It's about collaboration. Remember, the 11 breaks down to a 2. So the focus this year for a lot of people has been on relationships. It's been on one-on-one relationships. Seeing each other in a different light. It's a much heavier energy than last year was, okay, than 2017 was. 2017 was a 1 universal year, and 2018 is an 11/2 universal year. So the vibration is very, very different. So if by chance you happen to be in a personal year 1, and I know you're a bunch of keeners because you've already figured out what year you're in, this would be the start of the cycle. So what you might want to do, take a piece of paper and write down a big arch on that piece of paper. Now on the bottom left-hand corner, I want you to write down the number 1. Okay, so each one of these years that we're beginning to talk about begins January 1st, and it's going to end December 31st, the same as the calendar does. So each one of us now is shifting out of whatever energy we've been in for 2018, and now we're shifting into what's coming up in 2019. Now, if you're watching this video a few years later, it's the same thing. Whatever personal year you're in the fall, okay, you're starting to feel a transition into the next energy. See, what happens is in January of any given year, you wake up with a full cup of whatever your personal year is. And so for every day that goes by, you get a little splash of that. Let's say you're in a personal year of 1. So for every day that goes by, you're getting this personal year of one energy hitting you, and it's saying, come on, let's go. This is a year of new beginnings. Plant some seeds. This is your year. This is all about you. It's not about anybody else. This is about independent action. Lots of opportunities, but you got to plant some seeds this year, right? Go, go, go. Lots of energy. The universe is naturally going to give you physical, mental, emotional, spiritual energy to get the job done. It is go time. Now, remember what I said earlier. You only get one opportunity in 9 years to harness the energy of what the universe is giving you. So if you happen to be in a personal year of one, wouldn't it be nice to know that, right? Because you got to put your best foot forward. Now, that does not mean to say that you can't have an opportunity for a new beginning somewhere else within your cycle. I mean, certainly you can. But the easiest time to do it is in a year of one. And any seed that you're going to plant in your year of one is going to be a seed that's going to follow you for the next 9 years. So you want to be very strategic with your year of one and really try to put your best foot forward, okay? So that little chart you're writing out, I want you to write down number 1, bottom left-hand corner, okay? It's all about you. Just write down new beginnings, all about me, okay? Now, as we start transitioning, say we're into our personal year of one, we've had it all year long. Now we're coming into September, October. This is a time when you start feeling that shift. You're starting to feel that shift from September, October. You're coming out of whatever your personal year is this year. Let's say it's a 1, and you're starting to shift into the energy that's coming up in the following year, which in this case would be a 2. So as you're shifting, you're starting to leak. You're starting to leak energy. The year of one was go, go, go. See, the universe gives you a rhythm to follow, if you understand it. That's why this video is so important. So the year of one is moving forward. The universe is going to give you lots of energy to go. But in the year of 2, they bring you back. And when you hit your year of 2, I'm here to tell you guys, you're going to be tired, right? You're going to hit a brick wall. Because in the personal year of 2, the universe goes, whoosh, pulls the carpet right from underneath you and says, you know what? You're good. You did a really good job last year. You worked your butt off. You got things done. You started things. This year, you have to rest and restore. Remember, there's a rhythm, if you will, to the universe. Go 1 year, rest the next, so that you can be rested and restored, so that you can get thrown back into the next year. Okay, so there is this ebb and tide kind of thing going on. So when you come into your personal year of 2, you are naturally going to feel very, very tired. So you have to be very patient with yourself. This year will not roll out like a personal year of 1 does. The year of 1, you had all kinds of energy. The year of 2, they're like, nope, we just want you to nurture whatever you started last year. We don't want you starting anything new. This is not a year to put it out there. This is going to be a year to just kind of nurture and tweak and take care of whatever you started last year. So this is going to be a focus more on one-on-one relationships. You're not going to feel very social in a personal year 2 because frankly, you're just too tired. You don't want to go out. You don't want to have people in. You don't really feel like going out. Maybe have one person in, but you just kind of feel like hanging out on the couch with one other person. So the year of 1 was all about you. Standing alone. You didn't care if you had anybody with you or not. Didn't matter. It was all self-determination and drive. But we come into that year of 2. Here comes the interest in one other person. Okay, so the year of 2 is going to be about you and one other person. So this is going to be a focus on a lot of one-on-one relationships. It could be you and a partner, you and a husband or a wife, you and one of your children. Could be relating to your work, trying to work things out between you and somebody else. Maybe you've gone into partnership at work or in your career, or maybe in a business, possibly. But we like to call this the year of time out. You are going to be tired. You need to give yourself permission to take naps. I got to tell you, I was in the year of 2 last year, and it was about 3 o'clock every afternoon. I swear to God, my head would literally hit the desk. I mean, it wasn't a good look for me, but I'm telling you, it happens, right? And I had to remind myself, okay, I get it. I'm an Aries, right? I'm type A. I just go, go, go. I have one speed and it's on, right? But the year of 2 was just smacking me upside the head and saying, you know what, girlfriend, you just got to take a nap. And I did. I would go and I'd lie down for 15, 20 minutes. If you guys are working in the office, that's probably not going to go over very well, but go out into your car, whatever you're going to do, but give yourself permission to say, no, I can't do those social activities this year. I'm not supposed to. I'm supposed to rest and restore. Because guess what? When you start shifting in your personal year of 2 into your personal year of 3 in the fall, you can't be worn out and tired because when you go into your personal year of 3, go time again, right? So as we shift into the personal year of 3, our energy starts to come back, right? So in the fall of your personal year of 2, remember, write down in your little chart, number 2, it's all about time out. Now let's go up our chart, write down number 3. So in the number 3 year, this is going to be a social time because your interest in being social comes back, right? Your energy comes back. So sure, yeah, we can hang out with a bunch of people. We can have some people in. We can go out. It's all good. But what happens is that the universe is now ripping all that focus right away from you. Okay, so you're getting very scattered in your thoughts. Very creative time, real high energy. It's a time of expansion and creativity. So this is a year when you're having all these ideas downloaded, okay? So it's one download after the other. It's like, wow, I could do this. Well, that'd be kind of cool. I could do this. Well, that'd be, just like all over the place. Guess how I know this, guys? It's because I'm in it this year, right? So I didn't do as many videos this year as I've done in the past because honestly, the ideas were just coming out of everywhere, but it doesn't cause me to be able to focus, right? So we're kind of spiraling all over the place. So I'm kind of looking forward to going into my year of 4. Anyway, so the year of 3 is a time when all these ideas are coming into your awareness. So really all you're meant to do is get out there and be more social, engage yourself in social activities, meet with more people, because the more people you meet, more opportunities are going to come your way, more ideas will come into your awareness. Then you can kind of sort them out. And what I want you to do in a personal year of 3 is start talking about these ideas. What do you think of this? Talk to your mom, talk to your dad, talk to your friends. Just find somebody to talk to and say, hey, this idea kind of came into my awareness. And I just need to talk about it. I need your feedback, right? That's all you're meant to do. So don't get too frustrated if you can't, put something on the wall that's actually going to stick, right? Because lots of stuff is not going to stick in a personal year of 3. So the year of 1, new beginnings. You've got that down. Year of 2 is about partnership. It's about patience and time out. And the year of 3 is about expansion, creativity, and social time, but 0 focus. Now, let's shift into our personal year of 4. So when you're in your personal year of 3 and you're in the fall and you're starting to shift into that 4 energy like I'm doing right now, you're starting to feel the need to get back to work. Enough socializing, enough fritzing around, enough being scattered in your thoughts. This is the year to put down a solid foundation. This is a foundational year. Guys, every time I talk about the number 4, I talk about 4 posts into the ground, right? So we're going to drive 4 posts into the ground, which causes us to be very focused on what we're trying to create for ourselves, okay? So it's hyper-focus. But because we're hyper-focused, it's kind of a unique thing that happens. You get really hyper-focused, you tend to focus on all the crap that's not going right in your world, okay? So I don't have enough time, I don't have enough energy, I don't have enough support, I don't have the education, I don't have whatever, right? Everybody has this big ass pity party in a personal year of 4. It's kind of like having a hangnail, and it's throbbing. And I might be talking to you, but your hangnail's throbbing. What are you thinking about? You're not listening to me, right? You're thinking about your hangnail because it's freaking throbbing and it hurts. So you're feeling possibly stuck and trapped and spiraling around the drain a little bit because you're too focused on all the things that aren't going well in your life. Now, you get too focused on your limitations. Limitations might include a lack of money, feeling a little tight with your money, struggling in all kind of areas in your life, might be feeling stuck in a relationship, stuck in your job, just things are just not moving forward, and you focus on the fact that things are just friggin' not moving, right? Well, guess what? Anything you give your energy, attention, and focus to is going to get bigger. Need I remind you guys that every personal year that you get is a theme, okay? It's a themed energy, and you only have it for 12 months, okay? So you start feeling it in the fall. You feel it big time come January. Interesting thing, though, is there's a little bit of a shoulder period from January to about the end of March where you're still feeling a little bit of the residue from the year before, okay? So I just thought I'd point that out. But in that year of 4, you have to be really, 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 really careful that you're going to focus on what you have accomplished rather than what you have not accomplished. I cannot stress that enough. The year of 5, okay, let's go up our chart and write down number 5. So number 5 is going to be all about freedom. It's going to be about change and flexibility and unexpected events and didn't see that coming moments and a lot of emotional spending, because last year I felt like I didn't have any money and I had to hold it really close. But this year I'm starting to relax a little bit about that. This is an extreme year for travel, really good year for travel, but expect your delays. They're going to happen, right? So the best way to approach a year of 5 is to be flexible, adaptable, and resilient, okay? Always expect the unexpected in the year of 5. Make sure that you've got an emergency kit in your car. Make sure there's a little bit of extra money in the bank account if you can possibly do it, because unexpected events typically will create unexpected expenses, right? So I think by now you're seeing, as you're going up your chart, if you've been mapping this out, you're starting to see a bit of a trend, right? The universe gives you something one year, but they take it away the next. So for example, in the year of 1, they said, go, 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 got lots of energy. But in the year of 2, it's like, oh, all right, okay, I'm tired now. Then in the year of 3, it's like, oh, my energy comes back again. Whatever they took away from you last year, they're going to give it back to you this year. For example, when you were in your personal year of 3, you had no focus. You got your focus back in the year of 4, but you probably felt pretty stuck in your year of 4. So now they're going to make you feel your freedom in your year of 5, right? So interesting to note. Okay, coming into the year of 6. 6. Okay, so remember we look at that 6, and the 6 has got that big round belly. We think about a pregnant mom in a year of 6. We think about the nurturer. We think about the home. This is the year of domestic drama. Okay, so this is a year of nurturing your family. It's about balance and responsibility. You're likely going to feel like, I got to be at work because I got to earn a living, but my mom or my dad or my sister, whatever, needs me over here, so I kind of have to feel responsible to my family. So you've got all the balls up in the air trying to strike a balance, trying to juggle everything, right? So quite often you get pulled in the direction of your family. Somebody is demanding more attention from you this year than you normally typically would be given. The other thing would be that there might be a focus on a marriage. Okay, so domestic drama often stirs up stuff within the marriage, so that can be happening as well. If it's not an emotional thing that's going on with you in a personal year of 6, quite likely you're thinking about your home. Is this where I really want to live? Is this where I want to be? Maybe we should put the house on the market. We can't overlook the fact now that we need a new roof, right? So the roof has got to get done this year. So this is a really good year for renovations. But it might be the year that you're saying, the physical dwelling isn't working for us anymore. We have to upsize, we have to downsize, whatever, right? It might be the year when you're looking at your parents and saying, hey, you know what, I have to now make another decision with regards to what happens to them now that they're getting older, right? Where do they go? Now, after a year of domestic focus, and it's all about everybody else, when you come into your personal year of 7, remember, write that down in your little chart, number 7 is all about me. Put some question marks there in the words, what next? Where do I go from here? What am I going to do? What do I want, right? So this is a year of contemplation. It's about introspection and reflection. What you're doing is you're looking over the last 6 years and asking yourself, if I keep traveling in this direction, where am I going to be in the next couple of years? Do I really want to be in this relationship any longer? Do I want to be in this job any longer? Do I want to go back to school? What do I want to do? What about me? This is an all about you moment, okay? So this is the year you're going to go in your cave and you're going to send a message out to everybody to say, leave me the hell alone, guys. I was with you last year. I was at everybody's beck and call. It's my turn this year, right? It's all about me. You're going to feel a need to be alone, okay? So if you are a personal year of 7, and you are having you have a life path number of 7, this is going to cause you to feel very isolated and very alone. But guess what? It's a cycle. All right. So this is just a cycle. We're head cases in a year of 7. This is not a year to be making any big decisions. This is a year of contemplation and reflection. Personal year of 8, that's cool. No problem. You can make some big decisions there. You'll feel like you can. But if you make a big decision in a personal year of 7, you're going to feel like second guessing it. Did I really make the right decision? Because we're so far in our heads in a year of 7 that we can't get to our hearts, right? So we can't make a heartfelt decision. Listen, if I could skip from 6 to 8, I'd be all over that, right? Because I don't do well in a personal year of 7. Just putting that out there. But anyway, it is a head case year. It's a year when you're really going to feel, introspective. All right, let's move into our year of 8. So as you're transitioning out of your 7, okay, so the 7 personal year being that of introspection and quiet times, as you move into the fall of your personal year of 7, you're going to start feeling like a little bit more confident to be able to make a decision, because the 8 is all about action, right? Making things happen. So it becomes a real focus on your money. Do I buy? Do I sell? Do I invest? Can I afford to retire? The other thing that comes into play in a personal year of 8 is your self-worth. You might start resenting how much money you're being paid. I'm worth a lot more than that. And then that becomes kind of to the forefront. Those of you who've been in a personal year of 8 in an 11 universal year, that being 2018, you might have really felt that. You might have really started to say, whoa, you know what? I'm worth a heck of a lot more than I'm being paid. So I'm going to go after what I'm really worth, right? This is an action year. And it's asking you to ask yourself, how can I be empowered? How have I maintained my power, and how have I been giving it away? Remembering that we teach people how to treat us. If we don't like how we're being treated, guess what? You've got to look inside and say, what am I doing to create this reality? What am I doing to enable this? What am I doing to contribute to this reality, right? That kind of stuff happens in a personal year of 8. All right, let's go down our chart, go up to number 9. 9 is the last year of the cycle. This is the ending. This is the year of the endings. Now, this sounds like very ominous, but honestly, it's probably one of my favorite years. It's all about letting go. It's about forgiving, forgetting, releasing, kicking it to the curb, sister. That's the kind of theme that's going on in a personal year of 9. This is when we start preparing for a cycle of new beginnings. So it's a completion of a cycle, right? So I like to think that we all travel with this trunk full of junk, okay? And so for every year that we go through, we throw stuff into our trunk. By the time we get to our year of 9, the trunk's pretty full. So what I want you to do is open up that trunk and look inside. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to be looking at the people that you're hanging out with. What about those people that you're hanging out with? Are they supportive? Are you just hanging out with them because it's habitual? You know, you've always gone to the bar with them on Friday night. You've always had supper with them on Sunday night, whatever. Is this somebody that you're just kind of hanging out with because, you know, they've been friends for a long time? Are they supporting you? Can you see them in your future? Can you see them supporting you, inspiring you, empowering you in any way? Are they deadwood, right? Has this train left the station, so to speak? You kind of open up that trunk, look at these guys and go, you, out of the trunk. So start spending a little bit less time with them. And you know what you're doing, guys? You're sending a message up to the universe that says, look at me. I am emptying my trunk. I am making an intentional effort to empty my trunk. I want Spirit, God, whoever you pray to, I want you to bring me new stuff. I want you to bring stuff into my trunk next year, because next year is going to be my new year, right? My year of new beginnings. But my trunk has to be empty. Listen, if you want something new to happen, you have to be prepared to sacrifice something else. So before you go off to the store and bring home that beautiful picture you want, or that lamp, or that chest, or whatever, and you're bringing it into your space, I want you to ask yourself, in your personal year of 9, how much am I willing to sacrifice in favor of keeping this thing? Because I just plugged a space. So as I'm plugging my space here, the universe can't fill that space next year, right? So how important is this to me? This is not a year to be acquiring things. This is the year to get rid of stuff, okay? So when you get back into your trunk, I want you to start looking at all the stuff you have. You know, how many coats do you really need? How many shoes do you really need? What can you re-gift this year? It's a great year for that. For personal year of 9, oh my God, I gave away so much stuff in my personal year of 9. Anyway, I want you to look around and take a look at what you can afford to do without. How much of it is just collecting space? How much of it is that you're just dusting, right? How much of it is stuff that, you know, you did appreciate at one point, but you're not anymore? How, you know, can we move that on to somebody else who might appreciate it more? You got to make room if you want new stuff to come. The other thing you're going to do in a personal year of 9 is get up here, okay? What limiting beliefs do you have about yourself? I'm not smart enough. I'm not tall enough. I'm not rich enough. I'm not educated enough. Whatever your not enough story is, write it down, take it outside, and burn it ceremoniously. Do it under a full moon if you can. That would be awesome, because that's a time of endings. But the year of 9 is a very, very crucial point. You have to kick to the curb anything that's standing in your way. Finish courses you haven't finished. Try to tidy up your finances as best you can. If there's a relationship that's been hanging on forever and you know that it's got to go, kick it to the curb, right? Get her done, so to speak. So that's pretty much it, guys. That is your 9-year cycle. I hope that you have learned something from that. I want you to take that chart that I helped you to create, that little arch chart. Now, I want you to figure out what personal year are the people that are in your lives, what personal years are they in? Write their names beside the personal years. Start looking at that. Start examining, where were they last year? Where are they this year? Where are they going next year? Look at the same for you. You might see that, you know, you've got a challenge in your relationship and you're wondering, you know, should I keep this or not? But once you see it on the Epicycle, you're going to be able to see that it's cyclical, right? It's not etched in stone. It's not always going to be this way. Okay. This, as you know, as they say, this too shall pass, right? So if you're in a bit of a tricky year, say you're in a year of 4 and you've been kind of focusing too much on what's not right in your world, you know that energy is going to lift. You're going to go into your year of 5 and that's going to get easier for you. Likewise, if you have a partner that's there, maybe you've been in a year of 5, which is all about freedom and change, and they're in a year of 4. So you're like, let's do this thing. And they're like, no, I don't feel like it. I'm feeling pretty stuck right now. It's okay. That's going to shift and change. All right. So I do need to tell you though, this is only one piece of that puzzle. All right. When I do numerology readings for people, I look extensively at your birth name. All right. What does your birth name tell me about how you are going to go through that personal year? It's huge. And a lot of numerologists do not talk about this, but it's a huge component to the readings that I do. This is the most please don't think this is a selfless plug because that's not my style, but I need you to understand that this time of year is the most important time for you to consider looking at your chart further. Whether it's with me or whether it's somebody else or whether you do it on your own, it doesn't matter. The fact is, you got to know what's coming up. I mean, how old are you going to be in the next 9 years when you come into your next personal year, right? So if you want, for example, if you're going to year of 1, can you really afford not to know that, right? So when I look at your chart, I'm looking at your birth date and I am also looking at your birth name. Your birth name creates what's called an essence, all right? The essence is a little bit more complicated. Actually, it's quite a bit more complicated to figure out, but it's really crucial because you and I might be in the same personal year, but how you go through that personal year is going to be very different than how I go through it because your name on your birth certificate is different than mine. So anyway, you may want to check it out. You can check it out at AnnPerryNumerologist.com. I have a new website there. Would love it if you'd go and check that out. I have a newsletter there. Now, the newsletter, I promise you, I do not inundate you with newsletters. I promise you, I don't. But if you want to know when the free events are coming up, I have a ton of free events planned. So if you want to attend some live events where you can interact with me for live, you got to go to the website, sign up for the newsletter, which is 3 things your date of birth can reveal about you. It's an exclusive video. It's not available on YouTube, but it's yours if you want to sign up for the newsletter. So I'd love it if you do that. And I've also got my Udemy courses, right? There's a free one there on karmic debts and karmic lessons. You can check that out. There's also one on life purpose. It's on sale, so you might want to look at that. And I have my Facebook page as well, which I post in quite regularly. But listen, guys, I have a big favor for me to ask of you. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, I am trying to meet a goal this year. I'm getting so close to 10,000 subscribers. I really want to hit that mark. So if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, maybe share it with somebody else, that would make me very, very happy. I hope that this has been helpful. I really love sharing this information, and if you have any questions whatsoever, you know what to do. Post them down below. I am more than happy to help you out with that. I hope that I'll see you live and in person at one of my events or possibly through one of my personal readings because connecting with people it's where it's at for me. So thanks, guys. Have a great day. Thanks so much for tuning in. Bye for now.